Welcome back to That's Some Cheese, part of the Vendetta Sports Podcast Network. Today is Monday, November 2nd. We are recording this kind of in the evening. And I wanted to get Alex Chick on the show, who's joining us, because he's retired his podcast. So he needs an outlet to speak his mind. So I first need to start with Chickstape Pod is done. Dunzo, dead.
Yeah, it's done for right now. You know what? I felt bad because I was so inconsistent. I couldn't find the time. It's really shitty, and I mean, I'm being honest though. I've always been an honest guy. I'm not gonna give you some shit like, oh no. I fucking love doing it. Just never had the time to do it. If I ever get more time, fuck it. We'll start it back up. But I didn't have the fucking time, and I didn't know this before, but editing videos is a bitch, and it takes forever to do that shit too. So the time wasn't there, but maybe in the future there's a comeback in the making. As the moment I'm retired, I might be MJ, I might be Brett Favre, might come out of retirement. We don't know. But yes, I do need an outlet though, because I got a lot of shit to say, and I'm always fucking talking shit. So
that is the reason why I wanted you to come on this week. We had to mention that. It's an end of an era. It's dead.
It's for now. But man, does it make me sad? Hell yeah. My heart's heavy. My heart's heavy for it. I did like 7 episodes, but my heart's like, oh no, it's gone for right now.
Yep. So we are going to be talking about the NBA draft because I don't know why, but I kind of got excited for it after doing the mock, which is not out yet, but maybe it'll be out by the time this video's out. So we'll see on that.
Well, I'm waiting for my explanations. If I can get my explanations in,
fuck.
If you're at Vendetta Sports Media, I need my explanations. I'm ready to get this out. Man, I'm with you, though. Didn't know a lot about this NBA draft. I knew players here and there, but, man, like, after doing that mock, I'm like, oh, man, doing those mocks are exciting when we're doing, like, as a blogger in the gym. It's a great read. We did it for the NFL draft, too, and that was great. That's awesome. It's fun.
Yeah, so I should kind of explain for the viewer, what we did is an NBA mock draft where each person controls a team. They make selections for the team. And, maybe next year or 2 years from now, we can look back on it and say, wow, this guy's a fucking idiot. Who are you to take this guy? What a clown.
I took. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm not going to say what I took. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I took.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a way for us to hold each other accountable because we can bang on these GMs for making bad picks, but we got to hold our stuff down and see what we did. But we'll see. I don't even know if that article will be out by the time this video's out, but if it is, I'll link it in the description. But first question here. Are you a Christmas music guy? I had to ask Chad this too before we start.
Fuck yeah, man. I am big Christmas music.
So you got it on right now. You're one of those guys who got it on right now.
I would. Bro, I'll listen to that shit in March. I don't care, bro. Like, yeah, I'm one of those. Like, Christmas music, I'm like, that is it right there. And the funny thing is, I worked retail, and I had to listen to that shit all day, and I still love Christmas music. So, like, Christmas music, this is my time. Right after Halloween, I'm like, even though we have Thanksgiving's like a 3-day thing for me because I just go see my family. After that, or other than that, it's all Christmas. All Christmas everything. That's for me.
Unbelievable. I knew you were a Christmas music guy.
I look the part. I look suspicious that way.
It's the Raiders. It's the Raiders polo.
Don't do that. We're playing pretty good right now. Don't do that for me.
They're angry Raider fans, but they like their Christmas.
Hell yeah, that's what it is.
Let's get started here. The thing I don't understand is your love affair for LaMelo Ball.
Oh, I like him, man. I don't know what it is.
Help me understand why this guy should be the first pick.
First of all, a lot of it for me, I don't like D-Lo as a 1. It's not that I don't like him as a 1. I like him as a 2. I like him as a 2 guard. I thought he always played better as a shooting guard. Hell, he's a hell of a player and he can make his own shot, but I don't know if he has the passing or the vision to be a 1. I just don't know it yet. I feel like LaMelo Ball, sometimes his shot's a little lacking. He's more, he slashes a little bit more, and he's got great floaters, great layups, but he's got the passing ability, and I feel like he could really dish the ball out, facilitate the ball for D'Lo and Karl Anthony Towns. I just like him better as a 1, and I feel like LaMelo Ball will be a better fit than Anthony Edwards, who Edwards, everyone's saying Anthony Edwards is going to the Timberwolves. I don't like that fit as much because it forces D'Lo to one. I feel like he plays better at the two. But I like LaMelo Ball. I think he has great passing ability. I don't know. I like his game. I really do.
This is my question, though. Lonzo Ball was not a good pick. That will go down as not a good pick. So here's my question. Let's say LaMelo Ball, what is he? Best case scenario, he's 10% better than Lonzo. I don't know. Is that accurate? Maybe?
I think worst case, probably about 20 or 25%. I think he's better than him.
Okay, tell me how that is worth a max player. Because whoever you pick at 1, you are committing 30% of your cap to.
Well, who else are you going to get? This is a weak draft.
But you're screwed. It's like a curse to have this pick and be at 1. You got to pay that guy the super max on top of the super max. It could be John Wall. Screwed. The Wizards are done. You're going to have to pay him $40-some million eventually, and he's not going to be good enough to pay $40 million a year.
I don't know. I like him. I think he's better. He's going to be – honestly, and we're talking worst case scenario, he'll still be better than Lonzo Ball, which Lonzo Ball was the second pick. So
he's not worth the second pick, though.
He's not, but he's going to be better than that. He's going to be way better than that.
That's like saying if Mitch Trubisky had a brother, that doesn't mean he was worth the second pick.
Yeah, it's Mason Trubisky.
Mason Trubisky, he's 10% better. That doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Yeah,
okay, Mitch and Lonzo are not on the same level, though.
But hey, Mitch was the second pick, though.
No.
What are we doing here?
First of all, I would even say the comparison for NBA, NFL, Lonzo is better than Mitchell Trubisky in that way, in that comparison. He's still way better than Trubisky. I never liked Trubisky. So I think Lonzo Ball could be a big player. I mean, he's still young. He has great defensibility. He has great passing ability. His shot's just terrible. If he ever fucking figures that shit out, he might be pretty decent.
Well, the scouting report on this one is he doesn't play defense.
He doesn't play defense since when?
LaMelo Ball.
Oh, LaMelo Ball. Well, yeah, he doesn't play defense all that much.
Okay,
he's an offensive stud. Here's
the other problem. Russell, no defense. Towns, turnstile. They have nothing defensively. Even if they put up 130, they still lose.
Anthony Edwards is not going to help with that either. So,
but that's
offensively, yes, they will be good offensively, and they'll be fun to watch. Defensively, first of all, the Timberwolves are not even going to win. They can pick whoever. They can pick fucking Michael Jordan at this rate, and I don't know if they're going to win. Okay, that's a slight exaggeration, but the Timberwolves suck. No matter who they're going to pick, and no matter who they pick at 17 either, they're not going to be in the playoffs this year. And if they're lucky, best case scenario, they'll probably fight for the 9th or 8th seed in the West. I'm not convinced. They're terrible.
Jimmy Butler told you what he thinks of Towns. Like,
yeah,
this is never going to work. Ever. Never going to work.
Well, he's soft. There's winners in the NBA. There's winners in the NBA. Jimmy Butler's a winner, and I love Jimmy Butler, right? Karl Anthony Towns, he can put out all the fucking nice stats he can put out. He's not a winner. He will not want to win the ball. He won't want to win games. He's not a winner. There's different. Roy Hibbert was like that too. There's people that play the game of basketball because they're good at it, and there's people that want to play the game of basketball because they want to fucking win. And Karl Anthony Towns he's not a winner. He's not going to want to play to win. He's going to want to play because he's good at basketball. And it's a good paycheck.
I don't see the eye of the tiger in the Ball brothers.
No, I don't see it either. I'm telling you, I just like LaMelo Ball. He's fun to watch.
Okay.
He's fun to watch. But I don't think they're going to win. The Wolves can pick whoever they want at 1. They're not going to win regardless.
Give me your thoughts on the Georgia kid, because this is probably the least amount of college basketball I've seen. I've watched a total of maybe 15 minutes of Anthony Edwards. They were playing Kentucky. I think he missed every shot and looked completely lost.
Overrated.
So I don't know what to make of him. He looks athletic. I maybe watched 10 minutes of him. I don't think he made a shot. Took about 10 of them.
Athletic. you want to talk about first round or number one picks? Andrew Wiggins was athletic. I mean, so that's the same kind of boat. Anthony Edwards is athletic, but the difference between Wiggins when he got drafted and now is that shooting is required. It is like almost a fucking necessity. LaMelo Ball, even though he's not the best shooter, he's way better than Anthony Edwards. Okay? I think Anthony Edwards is fucking overrated as fuck. And I'm with Ethan. I'm glad Ethan wrote that article. And I'm with him. I was reading it and I was like, yeah, he's pretty much hitting everything. And he's not that good of a passer. He's got a fucking what? It's like a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's horrendous. That's terrible. That's like Trae Young, James Harden kind of shit right there. No, it's terrible. And you know how much I love James Harden.
Yeah, he's your favorite player of all time.
I fucking hate that guy. I can't stand that guy. Fuck him, man.
I guess there's a top three here, or consensus top three. The last guy being James Wiseman. But here's the problem. Like, when's the last center that's going to win anything for you? It's being phased out of the game.
Yeah, you really have to have a really athletic center. You almost need a 3-and-D center, as weird as that fucking sounds.
Unless he's Anthony Davis. I'm not interested. Taking a center this high.
No. But I do think the consensus is, at least what the Warriors should do, is the Warriors should take Wiseman because they obviously have a hole at center. And I think.
But why?
Because he'll fit it.
They've won championships with JaVale McGee at the 5.
Yeah, so just take James Wiseman. Might as well just get as good as you can. I mean, who else are the Warriors going to take? I don't know. I don't like anybody for the Warriors at that, except for James Wiseman.
It feels like a draft where if I gave someone the top 3 guys and took the field, I would rather have the field.
Yeah, I could see that. It's not a strong draft class. A lot of role players.
It's fucking boring. It's a boring draft.
Yeah.
Especially with no March Madness. That would have changed a lot of shit.
Bro, don't tell me. I know, okay? I was so devastated. That was like before when Corona.
That's when I watched college basketball, so I feel like I'm out of it.
That's what I mean. I try to watch a little bit more this year, but man, I was really excited for March Madness. I was already ready to make my fucking brackets, man. It was right before Selection Sunday, and I was like, who am I taking? I'm like brackology. I'm like looking at all of it. Like, who am I taking? And then it got canceled like a week before. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, what the fuck? I was so devastated. And I'm so glad it's coming back. And I hope to God nothing happens. Because man, if it gets canceled again, I don't know what I need it, man. I need it. All right. God.
Humor me in some Celtics talk here because we did the mock, and when it got to 26 and 30, I'm like, none of these guys can help the team. Not one. It's a Celtics team. They're bringing like 14 guys back. Like, how are any of these guys at 26 and 30 expected to not only make a roster, but contribute? To me, at 26 and 30, they need to either get a future pick or trade up using both of those picks. Because keeping those makes no sense. Like in our mock, I tried to fucking trade and ship, but we didn't have a ton of time to work out deals. But I'm like, well, I guess I got to take 2 stash players because I can't use any of them.
I thought your ideal to take stash players was good. Yeah, and especially, and I've already mentioned it, it's a weak draft. So I mean, I would have tried to trade it up a little bit. See who could get fired, because I think there was some good talent still in that top 20 that could have been helpful. But after that, it was like a cliff. It fell. So yeah, I would have probably traded up or try to just trade it away. Hell, you could can get rid of some of the players you don't like. I know there's a couple on like Wanamaker. You know, I know he's your favorite. You could probably attach them to the 2 picks, see if anyone wants it.
He's a restricted free agent. I don't even think they'll match.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. That guy's not that good. I watched him. I didn't really know all about him until you were complaining about him. I watched him in the bubble. I was like, God, he is actually that bad. He's fucking terrible.
If you did an over-under for amount of travels he had, it's always the over. He can't dribble the fucking ball. He can't dribble the fucking ball.
Can't put the ball on the floor first.
He can't.
Starts moving.
He can't. It's terrible.
Funny, man. Oh,
I have a couple targets in mind though.
Okay.
I kind of like the Memphis guy, Precious Achiuwa.
Fuck, I wanted to pick him for the Spurs.
I feel like that's the type of guy that the Celtics would need. They need someone like Montrezl Harrell, a little bit nasty inside that can rebound, and I think he can actually hit some shots.
Yeah,
so, he's kind of a guy I want.
That's what when you were doing the mock draft, that's where I thought you were going to try to go towards.
That's what I wanted to trade up for, yeah.
Yeah. And well, I felt like you could have took him at oh no, you took another guy. I'm trying not to give away too much because I want them to go read it because it's awesome.
We'll get there later.
Yeah, but the guy you took, yeah, it could have worked. I thought you were going to go center because I feel like that's the biggest need. Maybe center and off the bench scorer. So those were like their two biggest things because Celtics have a great 5 players, 6 if you include Tice. He's on like the bubble for that. But after that, it's a cliff. I'm just not excited about any of the other Celtics players after those 6.
How do you like the Memphis guy?
I do like him though. I think he's a defensive guy. I think no. I think he's a rebounder, something like that.
He just looks nasty.
Hey, shit! You need a guy like that on the team. Someone just to irritate the fuck out of him, man. Patrick Beverly, he's not that good, but man, he's okay. He's all right, but he's a fucking nuisance. Like
that's
you just
me in pickup.
God, see, and you keep talking about that, and it's like, man, that makes me not want to play because I usually don't get upset in games, but man, I feel like sometimes like.
Oh, you would get upset.
You need a guy like that, man. You need a guy to get in their heads, and just fuck with them. And I feel like it's good for them because when they get on the floor, you're like, fuck, I gotta fucking deal with this fucking nuisance the whole time. So you need a guy like that. The Spurs really never had those kind of guys. So I've always, when I watched around the league, I always liked watching them just to see because except when they were playing my team, it's kind of funny to watch. But yeah, you absolutely need a guy like that. I feel like. So you got Harrell, Patrick Beverly. They had 2, but then they would bark at each other. But yeah, I mean they would. So you just need one. You need one. Those guys are. That's a personality thing.
He's like he's like the number 1 center I want. But there's 2 other guys I'm kind of looking at.
Okay.
The Duke guy, Vernon Carey. I think they might be able to get him at like 26 or 30.
Maybe. Yeah.
He is the son of a former left tackle, Miami Dolphins left tackle, Vernon Carey. Same exact name, but he's like the son is 6'10" and 270, 280. I feel like he almost might be too big.
Yeah. Especially in a faster pace NBA. Yeah, the faster pace NBA.
It worries me.
I would be worried.
But he was pretty good at Duke.
Yeah, but college ball is different sometimes. Because I feel like college ball is a lot slower at times. Like, unless you play for a UNC who just, they run fast-paced the whole fucking time. But college basketball, you have 30 seconds on the shot clock. It's a lot slower game, slower pace, lower scoring. In the NBA, when it's, they're moving towards that fast pace, a lot of people are going towards smaller ball. Hell, the Nets are they're going to try to do 7 seconds or less offense. So it's going to be hard for him to keep up unless he conditions very well. But that's going to be hard. If they slow it down, maybe he can be successful. But I don't think he plays that many minutes because it's faster pace. He's a big guy, which is nice. But, I mean, he'll bully some people. You just have to play slower pace just for him, though.
The other guy I'm looking at is Isaiah Stewart, the Washington big guy. He looked pretty good at Washington. Honestly, the biggest thing I like about him is he went up to Jim Boeheim because he's from New York and wanted an autograph. And when Boeheim refused, he said, "Fuck this, I'm going to Washington."
You know what?
That's like the biggest reason why I like him.
Just because he said "fuck you," he's like, "All right, fuck this, fuck these guys," right?
Yeah.
But yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, and this goes back to the Karl Anthony Towns thing too, man. Like, you need assholes sometimes. You think having assholes on your team makes your team better.
I almost wish I was
too
in.
many
Yeah.
assholes.
I almost wish I was in the.
The,
I wish I was in the interview room, because
yeah.
like I would base my drafting decision just based off of what these guys are saying.
Yeah, well, and that's why, like, I was hearing rumors that like LaMelo Ball was dropping because of his interview.
Because he looks like a pussy.
I don't know about that. Shit, there's been a lot of pussies in the league. Anthony Bennett.
I think that stuff matters. I think Miami has drafted their whole team based off of guys with swag.
You know what? Yeah. Well, what was Duncan Robinson? Is he kind of an asshole?
Undrafted.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. Tyler Hero. Yeah, I can see Tyler Hero.
Their whole team is swagged out.
Yeah.
Those guys believe in themselves. They're mentally tough.
But they ride for each other too. That's important too. They ride for each other. It's like they're very fucking united. I feel like that's why even without, they had a deep team, but they didn't really have like the overwhelming talent. But that's why they were still able to go to the finals. It's just because the unity, I feel like, and that, asshole mentality, like us versus the world kind of shit. Their fans are the same way. Fucking toxic as hell, but man, they ride for each other. So,
couple more Celtics things, then I'll be done.
All right.
14 range. Who do you like?
Fuck. Obviously a scorer. I feel like the guy you took was a good pick. Some people in the chat were not happy with it. I thought it was okay. You need an off the bench scorer, and it really just depends on who's there. And this draft is so unpredictable because there's not a lot of overwhelming talent, but that talent is all in the same range. So you need an off the bench scorer. I wouldn't mind them going with a center like Precious. It might be a little bit too high, but I feel like to really get that center, I feel like that would be a good pick. Either that or an off the ball or off the bench scorer, which basically would be any score they draft, because I don't think they'll start. I feel like that's the route you need to go. As far as a certain guy, I just can't fucking predict it. There's like so many people that could drop, so many people that could be taken early. I don't fucking know.
God, all right, I'll give you a couple names that I have on my list because there's only like maybe 4 that I like.
Okay.
First, I like the Auburn guy, Okoro. He just plays defense. It kind of reminds he's not as nasty as Smart, but he kind of reminds me of Smart, where his defense is there, but everything else needs work, and I'll take that on my team.
Okay.
The other guy, Aaron Nesmith, Vanderbilt. Apparently, he shoots 52% from 3. So the Celtics need shooters. If that guy's on the board, you got to consider that one to me. And the last one is we can give this away. It's only one pick. Is the guy I took. And my reasoning here is he's one of the best recruits in the country. You can't even make this up. He's the MVP of the McDonald's game. He's the MVP of the Jordan Brand game. He's the MVP of the Nike Hoot Summit. So all during these tournaments, he's playing around with all the best guys in the country, and he's winning the MVP award everywhere. That doesn't happen. He goes to North Carolina, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but where are the North Carolina guys on the draft board?
I think there might be one more, and I can't even think of his name. So not really.
To me, it looks like their team's terrible.
Yeah.
Who do they have?
Oh, fuck. I can't think of anybody.
I don't see anybody of North Carolina on the draft board. So it looks like to me, this is a guy that went to school there. He's like, fuck, my team sucks. I'm going to have to do everything here. And his efficiency numbers were bad, and he took some bad shots. And this is an opportunity for someone that is an MVP at All-Star games that's going to drop down where the Celtics would have never had him if he goes to Duke this year and he fucking lights it up.
Yeah, I could fucking see it. Actually, in order, the opposite of how you presented him is how the Celtics should have him on the board. So Cole Anthony should be first, obviously. I mean, you kind of just go with the talent.
The number one guy I want.
Yeah, you got to go with the talent. He's got that dog in him. Obviously he's MVP. He's like, hey, you know what? if no one else is gonna fucking try to win, I'm gonna fucking try to win. And so that's his. Second is Aaron Nesmith, whatever. The 52 from 3 is very eye-opening, and so I think he would just fit. I think Brad Stevens likes going small, and so having him just to have him as a 3-point threat is awesome. I feel like he'll be okay there. And then I would say Okoro is last on this list just because I do like Jaylen Brown. I like Marcus Smart. I think they play pretty good defense. I don't think defense is necessarily a necessity. You guys do have Grant Williams, and he's pretty defensive as well. I don't feel like defense is a necessity at that point, but if you have enough shooters and scorers on a team like the Celtics, you can't go wrong with having more defense just to balance it out. So, I mean, it all works out. Those are 3 guys that definitely the Celtics should look at, but I definitely think in the guys that you gave me, Cole Anthony, Aaron Nesmith, and Okoro is probably the list I would go in from top to bottom.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot and just give me quick answers, and then we can move to NFL.
Okay.
All-star in the draft taken outside the top 10. Who is it?
Devin Vassell. I don't know. Right. I just said a name. I was like, I like Devin Vassell. I think he's a good two-way player.
Guy taken in the top 10 who's a guaranteed bust.
Guaranteed bust?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Anthony Edwards.
Give me another name.
Oh, you can't do. Let me see. Let me see what we got from our top 10, and then I gotta look at names. I gotta have some names on my thing here.
All right, guy taken in the second round that you think turns into a Van Vliet or Draymond. Somebody taken in the second round that becomes really good.
Cassius Winston from Michigan State. I feel like he could be really good if he's taken that late. Yeah, I think he could be really good. I liked him.
Who's the bust? Give me one bust.
Bust. I'm gonna go off our list. I'm gonna go with Killian Hayes. I'm gonna go with Killian Hayes.
Okay.
And that's an unpopular pick because Twitter loves him, but I don't know. I don't see the fascination. I could be wrong though.
What do the Spurs do this offseason?
What do I hope they do, or what do they do?
What do they do?
Not shit. Pisses me off, man. I think you know what if it was me, go ahead. If it was me, I would trade DeMar and LaMarcus Aldridge, embrace the fucking tank, embrace the rebuild. They have fucking awesome young players, and I want to see them succeed, but you can't do that with DeMar and LaMarcus Aldridge slowing them down. I'd like to see them get a little bit more athletic rather than a slower pace ball, but the Spurs being the Spurs they won't do shit. And you know what? I just hope we don't get another Brent Forbes or Marco Bellinelli because fuck those guys. I would like to see him with that cap space. I would like to see him. They do have that little cap space. I hope they go defensive, get maybe a defensive wing if they don't draft one, something along those lines. But I hope they trade him, but they won't. They ain't gonna do shit. They're just they're gonna be a little bit passive and conservative like they always are a little bit. Unless if you force their hand like Kawhi Leonard did, they won't do shit.
All right, so we have Alex Chick joining the show. We'll move to some NFL stuff. But first, make sure to check out the website, vendettasportsmedia.com. We now have a Patreon page. So for those who enjoy our content, maybe you want to throw us a few bucks. We got to keep the lights on.
Yeah, support the cause, man. Support the cause.
Support the cause, donate $3 or whatever. So we have that up. I'll link that in. Follow Alex. Do you got a new Twitter now?
Yeah, because my old one was the Chickstape Pod, so I moved it. I messed around with I changed it today, and I just put Vendetta Coach, I think. That's all I put. I'm just going by Coach now, you know what I mean? So It's Vendetta Coach. But yeah, just Vendetta Coach, no underscores, no none, just exactly as typed.
Okay, make sure to follow Alex, and All right, so we'll get into some NFL stuff. First, I need to rant a little bit because I just did this a couple hours ago with Chad. I fucking hate my own team. I fucking hate them so bad.
I knew it was coming.
I fucking hate them so bad. Let's think about this for a second. The Baltimore Ravens rushed for 265 yards. They had 36 minutes of time of possession. And they lost.
God damn.
They lost.
Trey, why did they lose? Trey, tell me why they lost. Tell me why they lost. I know it's on your mind.
Now,
you want to talk.
I came into this game because I knew this was coming. I bet the hell out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I fucking bet against my own team this week, and I had no idea why Pittsburgh was getting 4 points. It didn't make any sense. All of these games are close when they play each other. But to me, this is a game the Ravens should have won. They ran for 265 yards, had time of possession. Pittsburgh really didn't move the ball, and they lost. So here, what are we doing at this point? What are we doing at this point? We have decided that our best interest is to build a team that only wins when we have leads. And now we're only trying to run the ball, play good defense. You know, we're going to do things right. And they still lose. They are the fucking Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma Sooners. We can beat up on the Browns. We can beat up on the Bengals. We can beat up on the dog shit teams. But when we play somebody who's good, every single time we get smacked and lose. This is dog shit. This is the single worst position to be in sports. I can't take this anymore. I can't do it. The David Klingler Houston Cougars. We are literally, wow, Oklahoma Sooners. We just whipped up on everybody in the Big 12. We get an invite to the national championship, and we get spanked by 40 to Bama. It's every week. It happens. It's clockwork. I'm tired of it. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. How am I supposed to not hate this team?
Okay, but I do.
They're asking to be hated.
No. I take some offense because you said this is the worst position to be in football.
It is.
I've been a Raiders fan. Okay, don't talk shit to me about being like. All we have is hope, man. Do you know how long hope gets annoying after a while? Shit, I would be happy just to go to the playoffs. Okay. Right now, and that's not going to happen. You guys are going to make the playoffs. Yes, you're probably not going to win anything.
Come on.
Sorry. But at least you're going, okay? We're not going. But to go back to what you were talking about, when you can beat up on the smaller teams and, you got a shit ton of rushing yards, 265, you said. When you're winning games,
and it lost.
What do you do? When you're winning games, what do? You run the ball. But when you're behind and you need to pass, you have to pass the ball, and that's how you win games is when you're behind. You don't run to waste more clock. You throw the ball because if it's incomplete, it stops the clock. You get a big gain. You get bigger gains that way. That's just how football works. But the Ravens can't seem to do that all that much. Trey, do you know why?
I mean, it's hilarious. If you just looked at the box score, you'd think Baltimore won by 20. You would think that. However, they continue to lose games because of this ticking time bomb of a quarterback we have just isn't good. And I know a lot of people out there, this is what's going to happen. Last year, Lamar Jackson's really good. Then people will move the goalpost to saying, well, he's good, but he has deficiencies. Then next year, it'll be more of a problem. It'll be like, well, maybe he's just okay, but, he's good enough to be a starter. And then they'll keep moving the goalpost. But here's the thing. I've said the exact same thing from the day he's gotten drafted. This is not going to work long term. It never is. He's going to end up looking like RG3, who's on the sidelines. That's going to become him. It's a ticking time bomb. The bomb's already starting to deteriorate a little bit. We just don't know when it's going to explode. It's going to explode. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on this boat, and you know what? Anytime in this offseason, if you said Lamar Jackson sucks, people were on your ass. But now those people are a little bit quiet now because people, when they watch football, they're like, oh, he's making great plays, right? Yes, he's making great plays. He can run the ball really well. The running back jokes are funny, but they're also true. Okay, at some point you have to throw the ball.
Jarvis Landry throws better football.
Oh, Jarvis Landry couldn't catch the ball against the Raiders, so
he throws it pretty good though.
No, he does have I think he's thrown a couple touchdowns this year, I think, for the Browns.
This is the problem. The Baltimore Ravens have decided that there is only one way for us to win. We have to get a lead, play good defense, and our coaching will do enough. Here's the problem. The Baltimore Ravens ran the ball well. They played good defense. Their coaching's really good, and they still fucking lost because having one way to win is never going to be good enough to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, the fucking Kansas City. They're like 0-1,000 against the Chiefs. They're never going to beat those teams, ever.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Say what you want about Joe Flacco. The guy didn't fucking care. Joe Flacco didn't give two fucks. He got paid and said, screw this. I'm showing up twice a year. He packed it in the whole time. Playoffs, time to earn money. He's on TV. Oh, he shows up. He plays his ass off. Give me that.
So you told me
I'd much rather have the Joe Flacco old Ravens where he packs it in. They score 9 points against Jacksonville in week 7. They lose. He just clearly doesn't care. They sneak into the playoffs at 9-7, and then he goes out there and outperforms Peyton.
Yeah, that sounds Joe Flacco-ish. So are you telling me Trace Trace McSorley time? Are you ready for him to take over or what?
He's like a defensive back. He can't throw the ball. I mean, this whole thing's a joke. It really is. All of his numbers are way down. Lamar Jackson's. All of them.
Yeah. Here's
the other thing I said to Chad. Who's got it better than this guy right now?
Maybe Mahomes. That's about it.
And?
That's it. I would say. I don't see anybody else.
His team's loaded. His coaching staff's loaded. They don't leave the Eastern time zone one time this year. They have the easiest strength of schedule. And his numbers are way down. Not close. He's got like a 60 quarterback rating or QBR or whatever.
Yeah.
He's not good.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading your post about it and I was like, man, you were hitting all the stats and I was like, there's evidence right there. And you know what? It's only going to get worse from there because he's not going to.
It's getting cold. He's not going to be putting up better numbers when it's cold.
And the thing about it is he's not. I don't think he's going to progress. I just don't think.
No, it's only going to go like this.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no he was good, and that's why rookie quarterbacks, whenever they perform well, like Justin Herbert, I get a lot of shit about Justin Herbert, which is fair. He's playing pretty well.
You can't say anything until he's 12 starts, 14 starts in.
Oh, I'm already getting chirped at. But I understand. But it's there's.
Could you imagine if I would have folded my cards on Mayfield after 8 starts when he broke the records or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to give these guys time.
Well, I mean, you have to that's why there's a sophomore slump though. They have film. They review the film. And once they review the film, they make adjustments to you.
Imagine if I would have just folded my cards and said, shit, I was wrong about Mayfield. This guy's fucking awesome.
Right.
Never would do that. Why?
I think
he was good for 8 starts and beat up the Bengals a couple times. Come on.
Herbert's got a lot of good weapons around him. So, and that's why, I feel like he's playing well because of that. He does look good, but like you said, there's got to be time. There's got to be film to review. Once you have film to review, it's a different story. If you got Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, they got film on you, they still can't fucking stop you, that means you're a good quarterback. But I don't know. I'm sorry. Condolences.
It's terrible. It's bad. Let's talk about your Raiders.
All right.
What do you think? Good? Bad?
Fuck, man. You know what? I thought I would have less, near heart attacks, and no, it's just still the same. It's all, I always have to fucking worry about it because we don't ever fucking blow anybody out. It's always got to be close. It's always got, but you know what? The offense looks fucking awesome. Offense looks great.
Your boy Paul Gunther held the Cleveland Browns to 6 points this week.
First of all, no, he didn't. The weather did. Okay, the weather did, and he's lucky Jarvis Landry dropped 4 balls.
I'm seeing a lot of good coaching out there from that Raiders defensive coordinator.
Fuck that. Don't do that shit to me, Trey. Don't do that shit to me because, man, I can't stand this dude. Dude pisses me off.
He might deserve a promotion, a pay raise.
No, don't say that. Don't say that shit, please. Yeah, he does deserve a promotion on another team. He could go be a head coach, defensive coordinator, get paid more somewhere else. I don't want him no more. He doesn't make sense to me. He does a lot of zone when we need to play man, does a lot of man when we need to do zone, has real ill-timed blitzes. Don't understand that shit. I mean, I can't say it. The Raiders are the top, like we're the bottom 20, I think, bottom 10. We're the bottom 10 of all defensive categories. We fucking suck on defense, right? Only reason why
your personnel's not good either, though, on defense.
What's that?
Your personnel's not good on defense either.
It's all right. Fuck. No, it's not.
It's not okay.
I like Rod Morelli, I think, but even the defensive line's not doing that well. So, I like Brinston Buckner, man. I like that guy. That guy was awesome. You know what? He's on the Cardinals now, but I thought he was a really good defensive line coach. But I don't know.
We do have a bet. The Raiders got to win 8 games.
4 more. We're halfway there. And you know what? The hardest part of the schedule's over. So I'm happy. But you know what? The Raiders, the way they're playing, their offense plays really good. The only time we'll win games is we win shootouts, which we can do now. It's amazing. Derek Carr sucks. I don't think so. I think he just needed some help. Okay. It fucking pissed me off when people said Derek Carr sucked. He was thrown to fucking Rico Gafford. And I'm going to say Rico Gafford because it's fucking Rico Gafford, okay? Who the fuck is this guy?
You can't yell at me. You can go back to my quarterback tiers. I have him in the B category. I think he's a B-level quarterback. I think he's Dak Prescott. I think he's in that Dak Prescott range.
He's not like people think, because I ride for Derek Carr, I think he's elite. He's not fucking elite. I wouldn't maybe not even top 10. If he's top 10, he's at 10. Okay. I wouldn't put him any higher than that. He's a pretty average quarterback, but you know what? If you give him the fucking weapons, he'll get the shit done. And you know what? He has weapons now. He has people to throw to, and it's like, wow. And he looks really good, and it's just like, wow, it's like he needed help. So, but without the defense, we're not going to win shit. I'd be surprised if we go to the playoffs. Okay, I don't know. The defense is not going to hold. It's not going to hold. It's only going to get worse. And until we fire Paul Gunther, nothing's going to happen. We'll go to the playoffs maybe at 10-6. We might lose to the Dolphins. Dolphins might get in over us, and we'll be 10-6, and they might get in over us. Pisses me off.
I should have saved this one for you, but I kind of mentioned it with Chad because he brought up the Cowboys. But you've gone through this. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys will never be a good football team until Jerry Jones dies.
God, bro, you know how shitty that is to say?
But I said the same thing when the Raiders had Al Davis. The Raiders were never going to win until Al Davis died.
Bro, and that's so shitty to say. I'm with you. I hate saying that. But I knew that. Like, I never said it out loud with Al Davis, but I fucking knew. I said it out loud with my dad because we were on the same page.
I'm saying it out loud right now.
Yeah, and so Al Davis dies, change of personnel. He finally let go of the team, literally, and his son took over. He's like, hey, look, I don't know all that much. So the GM was a little bit more in control. Head coach was a little bit more in control. So we had some fucking chance to do something without, Al Davis staring at you at the back of your head, right?
The problem is they meddle. They meddle in things they should not be meddling in. Yeah. Al Davis wants Hayward Bay because he can run really fast. Who was the offensive lineman they took from Maryland? Can't think of his name.
Took Jamarcus Russell because he could throw 65 yards on one knee. Did you know that?
Yeah.
65 yards on one knee. Could he hit anybody on our team? Hell no.
The quarterback the quarterback that just played for LSU this weekend kind of looks like him. That TJ Finley guy.
Yeah, get that
who's over here. Like, they just do things to meddle with the team, and who they hire, they're all yes men. Mm-hmm. Hugh Jackson won't. He won't question my authority. He's a little puppet. I'll hire that guy. Tom Cable, he's a puppet. I'll hire that guy because he's not going to question what I say, and I can do whatever I want. Jerry Jones, Jason Garrett, let's be honest, he's got no personality. I can do whatever I want because I'm Jerry Jones. And Mike McCarthy, he's got no balls. I can continue to do what I want. Let's plug another puppet in there. But when you have John Gruden, who's got a little something to him, he can push back on Al Davis and say, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. And when the Cowboys had Bill Parcells, they were really good because Bill Parcells ran the team. And then he's like, I want control of my team back. Let's hire Wade Phillips. And then they suck again. So to me, the Dallas Cowboys will never win football games until Jerry Jones dies.
Yeah. I mean, and I've said it.
What owner does a radio show? He does a weekly radio show in Dallas every week. Like, I don't need that from you, Jerry. I just need you to write checks.
That's what he's supposed to do. I mean, you're making money off the football team. You can't. I understand. And he's got that thing where I'm the owner. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Which God bless you. You are the fucking owner. But it's just like maybe let some other guys have some opinions because whatever you're doing is obviously not working. I mean,
every Cowboys team in the last 10 years has been the same.
Yeah. One playoff win in the last 20 years.
They're all soft. Every Cowboys team in the last 10 years is soft. Every single one of them.
Yeah. 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 And I hate to say it. Any Cowboys fans listening, if you're mad, I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Like, that's it. That's what it's going to be. I'm a Raiders fan. Al Davis had to die for it to be some significant change. And he died, fucking 8 years ago? Maybe 6, 7, 5+ years ago. And we're just now getting to where we need to be. After 20 years of not competing, okay? It's like, it's time, except for 2016. It's time, but you know what? We're finally getting there. And it sucks to say, but your owner has to die sometimes to get there. And, I mean, it's a shitty situation. I feel like Cowboys fans and the Raiders fans are only the ones that know about this, but unfortunately, Jerry Jones is never going to let go of the team. Luckily,
he wouldn't have to let go of the team. He just needs to put the right people in place and not meddle.
So let go of the team. He needs to let go of the team. Because he's not going to do that. He won't do it.
He's the same guy. He was going to pick Johnny Manziel over Zach Martin in the draft, and his son had to remove him from the draft room.
I remember the Baker Mayfield talk. He wanted him. I remember that.
He wanted Manziel.
Oh yeah, Manziel. Mayfield. That's right. Yeah. Hell.
Thank God they didn't listen to him because Zach Martin's like the best guard in football.
Fucking A, man. I don't know. I feel bad for Cowboys fans because
they have a good team. They should never be this bad.
No. Well, Mike McCarthy was supposed to be the answer to all the prayers after Jason Garrett. Garrett, I swore, was the problem, right?
I'm not blaming Mike McCarthy, though. I'm blaming Jerry Jones. I'm blaming Jerry Jones because okay, let me think. Let's do this. You're the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Who are you interviewing? Just give me two guys. Who are you interviewing?
Who the fuck is offensive coordinator for the Chiefs? And Mo Salah. No, not Mo Salah. That's a fucking soccer player. The guy from the San Francisco defensive coordinator. What the fuck is his name?
Robert Saleh.
Saleh. Yeah,
here's what Jerry Jones did. Here's our two candidates: Mike McCarthy, Marvin Lewis. Those are the only two guys he interviewed. Why did he only pick those two guys?
Yes, man.
They're puppets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Fucking A. God, man, it sucks to say that though. It really does, but holy fuck, that's just how it is, man. That's just being as real as I can, as nice as I can. But I mean, that's the only way change is coming for the Cowboys. They have really good teams, never will win playoff games. They won't. They just don't.
All right, last thing before I let you go, because I got other shit, but obviously where you go matters. Sam Darnold has not had a fighting chance. Dwayne Haskins has not had a fighting chance. But I want to review. Okay, we got Tua in Miami. And for years, the Dolphins were not really a great landing spot. Like, you had Adam Gase and Joe Philbin and the Dolphins really weren't a good landing spot. They weren't well run. Those guys play hard for Brian Flores. They really do. The Miami Dolphins are the number 1 scoring defense in the league. Number 1. If I were to ask you who's the number 1 scoring defense in the league, it would have taken you 10 guesses to get there. At least.
I would no. It took me about 20. 20 teams I would have said before.
They're not
Dolphins. That's just something you don't hear of.
They're not that talented either. Who do they have? Give me 5 Dolphins players right now. Name 5.
I can give you 2 quarterbacks or 2 like starting.
No, give me somebody.
All right.
5 players who are not quarterbacks.
That are not quarterbacks. Okay,
Yeah.
Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, Jakeem Grant, Mike Gesicki. Jordan Howard, is he still there? Matt Breida.
You've basically named anybody who you can just see on a fantasy chart.
Exactly, because I don't know anybody else.
Give me 2 guys on their defense.
Fuck no, I ain't got none. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got
They're
none.
not that talented.
They're not.
They play hard for him though.
You know what? I saw that though last year when they started off, I think like 0-7, and then they went on a run. I think they finished pretty well, like 6-10 or some shit like that.
They play hard for him.
They do.
I think the Dolphins are actually a good landing spot for Tua.
Yeah.
They're not that talented yet. They'll get better weapons, but I think he's in a good spot.
Well, if you got players that'll play hard for a coach, and the players respect the coach, that's one battle you don't have to worry about.
And they got the Texans' 1st round pick and 2nd round pick this year.
Yeah, shit. They right now, as it stands, halfway through the season, I think they have the 4th pick in the NFL draft.
It's not theirs.
The Texans. The Texans. Yeah, it's the Texans pick. So fucking A. That's annoying. But man, the Dolphins are gonna be good.
And then lastly, let's go to the Chargers. Because he has Keenan Allen. I hate Mike Williams, but he has Mike Williams. Hunter Henry. Eckler will be back at some point. They got a loaded defense. Joey Bosa. You could name guys on their defense. Melvin Ingram. They're not typically healthy, but
yeah.
Anthony Lynn and the Chargers, I would not consider them a good landing spot at all. And now Herbert's starting to get into this groove where he's putting up some numbers, but he's losing a lot of games. And what if he just turns into Phillip Rivers where nobody cares?
I wouldn't mind. I mean, if the Chargers lose, damn. Like
here's a great stat. Over the last 5 years, the Los Angeles Chargers have 38 one-possession losses.
Wow. Fucking A. Yikes.
38 one-possession losses in the last 5 years.
Oh man, that's coaching too. That's all coaching. I don't know. I thought, Philip Rivers, as old as he was and as shot he may be, I thought they downgraded and now, Justin Herbert is playing well. I get it. Right. But I still felt like Philip Rivers had a little bit. I never thought he was necessarily the problem in Los Angeles. But
he's not the problem. The problem is that idiot Anthony Lynn.
Yeah.
Here's my question. You're the Chargers owner. You let a GM hire a guy who spent 14 years as a running back coach without a promotion. That didn't sound an alarm. That didn't make you say, what are we doing here? Are we sure this is the right guy?
That's a clue right there.
How do you hire somebody that spent 14 years as a running back coach without a promotion?
You don't do it. You just don't. They have to. You got to think coordinate. They got to hit a coordinator spot somewhere. You're always a coordinator before you're move that move.
He was an interim coordinator with the Buffalo Bills for 8 games.
That don't count. That never counts.
Interim coordinator with the Buffalo Bills for 8 games, and Tyrod Taylor's numbers went down when he took over.
Well, he gave it to the running back, right? He's a running back coach. There you go. I don't fucking know. No, he's not a good coach. And you know what? There's people
not a good coach.
There's people that are good at their positions.
This is
and they
disaster.
Just need to be there. Yeah, they just need to stay at their positions. That's just kind of. You have to know. I'm sorry, to run a whole offense, much less a whole team. you have to know more than just the running backs. Running backs do really good. Chargers running backs do really good. They do. They're hell of a trio.
Great.
They do
wonderful.
good.
Great,
but they
wonderful.
don't win. They don't win. So I don't know. It's not up to me. Oh man, Chargers suck. I am so hurt over the Chargers losing. I'm
sure you are.
I'm glad the Broncos won. I am. Because
sure
you know what? I think the Broncos could lose some more than the Chargers ever figure it out, but I don't know if they will. So, fuck. Damn it. Hate to see that. Happens.
All right. I guess that'll do it unless you have anything else.
Hope the Raiders make the playoffs. It's going to be fucking close. Fucking Dolphins, man. I was like, man, the Raiders can sneak in as a wild card, and now I'm like, fucking A, the Dolphins might take it from us, and I might cry. Because you know what? I thought, I have a lot of shit talking on the Raiders making the playoffs, and now leave it to the fucking Dolphins to get us out of there. So we'll see.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode of That's Some Cheese. Make sure to follow Coach Chick.
Yes, sir.
At Vendetta Coach, I think.
Yep.
Is the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the site, vendettasportsmedia.com. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. As Jackson would say in his videos, it helps us out tremendously. I like when he says that. I don't know.
Tremendously.
Yeah.
That's just a good word, tremendously. I love it.
But that's pretty much going to do it. Support the site. We got the Patreon page up. I'll link that in as well. But that'll do it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.